Hello everyone and welcome back to EddieStyle channel. Today I'm going to talk about one of the most famous urban legends out there, the Bloody Mary. We're going to dive deep into her past from the 16th century and find out once and for all what's gonna happen if you say her name multiple times in front of a mirror at night. But before I risk my life talking about her, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and let's start. The Bloody Mary, the legend, not the drink, is perhaps one of the most popular urban legends of all time. People all over the world love to tell its tale around a bonfire or during sleepovers in an attempt to scare their friends. For a long time, people have believed that if you stand in a dark bathroom illuminated by a single candle, look straight into the mirror and say Bloody Mary 3 times, a ghost of a female holding a baby will appear with a mad bloody face and will attempt to scratch your eyes out. The ghost of the Bloody Mary is said to be ruthless to whoever summons her, cursing them with bad luck for their entire lives. Some believe that the story is fabricated since there is extremely little evidence, if at all, of this ever happening. Despite that, the story behind Bloody Mary is as real as it gets. According to the legends, Bloody Mary is none other than England's Queen Mary I. Mary's life is said to have been rough from the start, but to understand better her life, we first have to understand her father's life, so be prepared for a little history lesson. Mary's father, King Henry VIII, had fallen in love with a woman named Anne Boleyn, which he later executed, but it's not important for now. The point is, he's trying to get a divorce from his wife for the past 23 years, the Queen Catherine of Aragon, Mary's mother. But in order to do so, he had to get permission from the Pope Clement VII, who denied it because it went against the Catholic Church. But Henry refused to let the Pope to stand between him and his love for women. Thus, Henry had initiated the English Reformation, separating the Church of England from the authority of the Pope and the Catholic Church. He eventually divorced from Catherine and married Anne, who gave birth to Elizabeth. I'll come back to her later. Henry went on to have a total of 6 wives, of which 1 died, from 2 he got a divorce, 2 were executed, and only 1 survived him, thanks to his death. Welcome to the Dark Ages. At the time that Henry divorced Catherine, his first wife, Mary's mom, Mary was only 17. She was separated from her mother and forbidden from ever visiting her. On top of that, her dad allegedly stopped giving her any attention and only paid attention to Elizabeth, his new daughter. She also stayed single for most of her life, as her father didn't really try to arrange any marriage for her, not to mention her bad looks that kept her from marrying as well. And she often suffered from illnesses. Henry died in 1547, and his son from his 3rd marriage, Edward, same as my name, inherited the throne at the age of 9, but died at the age of 15 from tuberculosis. Mary, as the oldest sister, was next in the succession. However, young Edward was maybe young, but not dumb. He knew Mary's love to Catholicism, so just before he died, he declared Mary as illegitimate for the crown out of the correct fear that she would try to reverse the Protestant Reformation and return England to Catholicism. He requested that his cousin, Lady Jane Dudley, will be the next queen. Mary, understandably, was furious. King Edward died, and Lady Jane Dudley declared herself as the new queen. But only 9 days later, Mary, with the assistance of her many Catholic supporters, dethroned her and beheaded both her and her husband. Yep, apparently it was nothing special in the Dark Ages. Mary became the Queen of England in 1553 and promised to bring England back to Catholicism. She quickly married the Catholic Prince of Spain, Philip II. At this time, Mary was already 38, far past her youth. She was weakened by her frequent illnesses and bitter. And on top of that, her children-bearing years were going down fast. When it came to Prince Philip, people knew that the prince didn't reciprocate Mary's feeling of love and suspected that he married her only for political reasons. Prince Philip often traveled back to Spain and left Mary alone in the kingdom. But all of the rumors died out when the queen finally conceived. Mary suffered from insecurities for most of her life and believed that this child would finally bring her the happiness that she waited for so long. Mary had all the symptoms of a pregnant woman, and people all over England and Spain watched eagerly as Mary's day to give birth approached. Finally, she was taken to her private chamber. However, The date came and went, but with no news of the royal baby. All sorts of rumors started flying around, but one thing was for sure: Mary's belly started to shrink. If you all wonder what happened, today we know that Mary suffered from a phantom pregnancy. It's a real phenomenon that occurs when a female really scared of being pregnant or really wants it. It happens when the brain tricks the body into thinking it's actually pregnant. Therefore, the body starts to produce hormones of pregnancy and the belly gets bigger every single week, but without any baby. That's crazy. Some say that this phantom pregnancy played so much on Mary's already pre-existing insecurities that she went insane. Without a child and more bitter than ever, Mary got back to the throne and immediately sanctioned the persecution of about 280 Protestants. These poor people were burned at the stake, earning the queen the title, the Bloody Mary. Eventually Mary got pregnant again, only to discover later that it was indeed another phantom pregnancy. She accepted the fact that because she didn't have kids, Elizabeth, which we talked about earlier, her half-sister, will inherit the throne, and that she probably gonna die alone. Mary died shortly after in 1558 in pain, agony, and without any kids beside her. I mean, if you take away all the burnings and executions, I almost feel bad for her. In her 5 years as a queen, she earned herself the reputation of being one of the most evil queens of all time. Since then, and because of her tragic life, people believe she is bringing misfortune to those who try to anger or insult her. This legend has countless documentaries and movies that revolves around it, with probably the most famous one be the 2005 film Urban Legends Bloody Mary. The ritual of summoning Mary has become a popular game all over the world and sparked all kinds of rumors. The legend had gained immense popularity in pop culture, with people on websites like Reddit telling all kinds of terrifying stories that happened to them after performing the Bloody Mary ritual. While there is no concrete proof of Mary's afterlife, what she have done during her lifetime is enough to give some people, including me, nightmares. So, what do you think about the story behind the Bloody Mary legend? One explanation to this phenomena is that staring at yourself at night in front of a mirror using only a dim light can cause illusions. I tried that for this video and it was really creepy. You should try it. But as for the legend itself, some people are really scared of saying Bloody Mary in front of a mirror from the fear that she will actually appear. But I'm here to tell you that it's nothing but a bunch of balonies, and I'm ready to risk my life right here, right now, in order to prove it. I'm going to say her name 3 times in a row, and you will see that nothing will happen. Are you ready? Here we go. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. You see? Nothing happened. Ah!